two nuns walked side by side on the corridor filled with mist and crosses. At the end of the corridor is a eerie wooden door. The young nun showed great nervousness. On the wooden door, it says that God sleeps here forever. The elderly nun walked towards the room. Soon there was a scream coming out. On the brink of death, she threw out a bunch of keys. How could I hide there? Just let me do this report. I was dragged into the dark room behind me. After a few days of searching, Curly Hair, responsible for delivering food to the monastery, discovered the body of a nun. Curly immediately reported this matter to the director. After all, it's really abnormal for suicide to happen to a nun, so the leader sent Father Zero to investigate, and even equipped him with a beautiful nun partner. The two found Curly Hair. Upon hearing about going to the monastery, Curly Hair is 10,000 unwilling, but after seeing the beautiful little white girl, he wavered. Curly first brought the two of them to the ice cellar of the monastery for an autopsy. Little Grey found a strangely shaped key in the nun's hand. Then the three buried the nun here. Ziobai has discovered a strange phenomenon. These tombstones are all tied with a bell. Zioe from the surveillance center explained, this is a tradition left over from the plague period. If one accidentally gets buried alive as a dead person, so you can shake the bell inside the coffin, so that people outside can know. 3 people enter the monastery, a mysterious person who claims to be the dean. Facing the 3 people who came to help, the dean has no enthusiasm at all, but rather sent them away. Tell the 3 to rest first. Come back early tomorrow morning. There's no way. After all, this is someone else's territory. Xiaohe could only follow suit, and 3 people came to the church next door. I plan to take a break here for a night. Look at everything eerie around you. Curly doesn't want to stay any longer. After a deep gaze with Ziobai, leaving the night alone, Xiaohe and Xiaobai had some communication, so there was a reason why Ziobai and the sect leader were sent here. He often has fantasies. Strangely enough, after the illusion ends, a sentence will appear. The Virgin Mary pointed the way, and a few years ago, Xiaohe, he once exorcised a boy. The result was accidentally amplified by the Force, killed the boy. This has also become the shadow of Xiao's life. On the way home, Curly Hair encountered something unclean, a man holding a cross, carefully holding up the lamp and looking around, because he was walking alone at night just now, seeing someone dragging the hanging rope past in front of me. When he checked at the top, is that so? He was really scared when he curled his hair. He lifted the cross from the ground. Hold it tightly in your arms, leaving this place with both walking and running. The sound system suddenly emitted a penetrating sound when calling. Xiaohe heard the noise. Get up and check. He chased all the way to the cemetery. It's like a person's shadow. Take a closer look. It's the boy he killed a few years ago. Xiaohe was about to step forward. Xiaohe was so scared that he screamed loudly. Fortunately, Ziobai, who was far away from the house, sensed his threat. He arrived in an instant, and successfully rescued Little Black. Early the next morning, the 2 soldiers, Xiaohe and Xiaobai, split into 2 paths. Xiaobai learned about the history of the monastery from Sister Kiwa. The previous owner here was a duke. Are you obsessed with dark magic? Summoned up demons from hell. He was halfway through the ceremony. The people from the church rushed into the castle. After sealing the gates of hell with the blood of Jesus, the church has taken control of the castle. For centuries, the nuns are all testing and reciting scriptures here, suppress the power of demons. Until World War II, several missiles attacked the monastery and blew up the gates of hell. The devil also took the opportunity to sneak out. Just finished speaking, the nun arranged for Xiaobai to rest in a room. The reason is that the monastery gate is closed. It won't open until tomorrow, but his move is quite profound, because this house is the room where nuns commit suicide by hanging themselves. Following the guidance of a voice, Ziobai came underground. He walked through the gloomy corridor, come to a door. Next second, the figure of the ghost nun appeared in the darkness. Scared, the girl turned around and ran away. But how could it be so easy? Suddenly, she was pulled into the darkness by a huge suction. The girl struggled desperately, but is ultimately in vain. Fall into the abyss behind you. Heavy impact on the wooden door. Just when he thought he had escaped a disaster, a pair of empty hands broke into the door. The girl struggled in a hurry, set aside. Fortunately, she was saved halfway by another nun. It's a shy girl named Kiwa. Come to the church. The nun kept reciting the Bible, facing the public, seems to be afraid of something. Strangely, there is also a corpse next to him. Ziobai picked up the gauze. The deceased was actually Sister Kiwa, who just helped him. What the hell is going on here? Suddenly, a group of nuns walked into the church. The recently deceased Kiwa is also among them. He warned Ziobai, no matter what you hear, can't even stop praying. Immediately after, the eyes of the statue of the Virgin Mary shed blood. Xiaobai was scared to pee. There's no time to think too much. I can only pray with the nuns. But at this very moment, this demon is also a lascivious person. Unexpectedly uncovered Ziobai clothes. Not only that, but I also carved a blood-red pentagram on their white and tender back. At this fateful moment, Zioe and Curly have arrived. Strangely enough, the nuns who were still there just now are no longer in sight. It seems that these are all fantasies created by demons. Ziobai once again uncovered the gauze from the body. The nun turned into a mummy. Just as the nun was praying, demons appear. Xiaohe, hurry up and prepare to exorcise the demon. This demon is too strong. I can't even take him on the cross. Xiaobai can be considered to have seen the devil's tricks clearly. He must occupy the human soul if he wants to enter the world. Sister Chrysanthemum did not commit suicide either. It's about appearing. To prevent the devil from taking away his soul, Xiaobai makes a quick decision. The gates of hell must be sealed again. But this requires that bottle of holy blood to complete. The three of them scurried wildly, come indoors, looking at the statue of the Virgin Mary, finger white, remembering the sentence from a dream. The Virgin Mary pointed the way, looking towards the statue, finger pointing towards the opposite side. It's a card slot for a key. Xiaobai takes out the key and inserts it into the stone gate. Opening the holy blood of Jesus is indeed here. Next is to seal the gates of hell. 3 people search separately, but this is not a wise move. But Ziray was besieged by the nun group. Xiaobai is also trapped in the 5 elements formation. Neutralize his back. The imprint left is exactly the same. That's it. The demon has taken control of Xiaobai. Curly took advantage of the opportunity and didn't pay attention to using the blood of Jesus on Little White's chest. Drive the demon out of Xiaobai. The angry demon grabbed Curly's neck. I'm about to die soon. Xiaobai angrily charged towards the devil, but was blown away by the demon's roar. Xiaobai wants to go get holy blood, but I don't want the demon to slowly appear in the water. Critical moment. Xiaohei appeared in the water holding a cross. Demons are just pillows. With a roar, it blew him flying and knocked him unconscious against the wall. Xiaobai took the opportunity to obtain the holy blood. To survive, he gave holy blood to the devil. Demon, take a closer look. This is an empty bottle. That's it. The gates of demon hell have been sealed. But strangely enough, the curly hair inexplicably appeared as an inverted cross on the neck. The moment the demon grabbed his neck, has quietly attached itself to him. Camera rotation. Come to the Warren couple's Soul Call 2 lecture. On the screen I saw a couple exorcising curly hair. End of story. A quite ordinary horror film. Maybe the expectations were too high before. I don't think it's as good as Summoning Souls.